Aloha, you guys. Daniella here of Essential Shine, and today I'm going to jump into our top 10 oils and some of my favorite blends as well. So basically, I'm going to cover all the oils and a couple of the diffusers, and this would be everything that's included in my two favorite kits to get started with. But these are also the oils that I'll keep stocked up in our house. Our top 10 especially are the ones of how I got started in 2012. And I know that if I at least have those in stock and on hand, that I've got our base covered. So I will not run out of those. Some of my favorite blends as well. There's a newer starter kit they created as of last year called the Home Essentials Kit. And so I'm going to dive into those too, because those are ones that I also never want to run out of. So, two ways to get started if you don't have your doTERRA account. I'm happy to help you. My name is Daniella. Like I said, and Essential Shine is my page, and essential-shine.com is my website. So, may this serve you with information. I'm going to just give you a very personal walkthrough. I'll tell you, of course, how I know that we teach about them from our education, our books, and the science and the research, the way that these are grown, the plant grown and farmed and then distilled and bottled and tested so that I can say safely what I'm going to say today, but also give you a personal walkthrough of the way I've used them as a woman, as a mama, um, on the go, always on the go, and of course at our home, and just keeping our home not toxic too. Emotional support and all that. So let's dive in. All right. So the first things I'm going to cover is our top 10, the top 10 oils we like to call them that because, at least in the doTERRA world, I think that sometimes when you start with essential oils, it can feel overwhelming, and you see probably so much information out there, and it feels like I don't know if it does for you, but often when you read about the properties of each plant, probably just like when you read about the vitamins and minerals in those foods, you think, well, I need them all, I need everything, right? Like they're all beneficial safely when used safely. And but I think what I learned and how I started is just starting with a handful, like a nice little starter handful, until you get to know those plants, until you get to know how do those plants work on my body chemistry, and how do these plants work on who I'm using them on. Whether you have fur babies or my new two daughters, I introduce one plant at a time and see how it grooves. And as long as it feels good with them, then I know we can keep using it. Every plant, every essential oil has a different, chemical makeup, depending on how it's just the chemistry of it. And every human body has, we're all made, we have a different chemistry. And so we have to stay safe and also kind of tiptoe. And then once you have, like, for example, lavender, the oil that I talk about quite a bit, it's literally on my arm for life because it was my gateway oil. Um, I know that it drives really well in my body. I know that I really love the smell, the taste, how it feels, and so that will be something that is always with me, right? So it's a fun exploration. I suggest to have fun. Um, don't be intimidated. Just what you try with what you have, first of all. And then this would be my first suggestion on how to get started if you're brand new, or if you just need a refresher, really don't remember. A lot of people have oils by now in their home, but they just don't remember. All right, so let's say it. So the first three, the first trio. So we'll start with lavender, which is my number one favorite oil. So lavender is all things calming. That's the easiest way to remember it. And I'm going to do a quick blast because I could spend an hour on each of that, right? Um, and it is the oil of clear communication. So I'm going to talk about the main physical property, and then the emotional property, and then we'll dive in usages. So it helps emotionally, truthfully communicate. It's something I use as a teacher. And when I do a video like this, I'm going to take a big puff of it first so that I can articulate better, which honestly, this is take number 5, but we'll move on. So this can be used aromatically, topically, and internally. And you know that. A quick reminder is that if the bottle has supplement facts on the bottle, then you know it can be used internally. And again, everything you tiptoe slow until you know how it works with you. Um, so aromatically, just think about all things calming for emotions and your physical body. So from like a burn on your arm to calming when you're freaking out in your mental or emotional state. So that is the overall coverage of lavender, all things calming and clear communication. Take a smell. How do I do these? Really great oil for just extreme needing of calming, or I've had many testimonies of somebody getting a burn or a bug bite or something in the, say, the kitchen or something, and making a compress in it, and it calms right away. And we've had lots of experience with that. It's definitely an after sun serum that I make. It's a lot. So that's lavender. Um, lemon. Lemon is an oil of focus, right? And I'm sure that makes sense to you because it feels very bright and clear. And it's also an oil you can use it aromatically, topically, and internally. Lemon is a great oil for cleaning. So this is our bleach in my house. This is lemon. I use lemon instead of bleach. So I have a bottle always in the bathroom and in the kitchen. I'll have extra lemon always. And about when I get to that, I always order more because we use it. I just keep them where I'm going to use them. Put it in my water all the time. You can cook with it, put it in salad dressings. And then it's just a really great degreaser, really great for cleaning up sticker goo and degreasing in the kitchen. Really great for if you get like gum stuck in the hair, all kinds of fun things, right, as a parent. Um, and then it's also great for your respiratory system. So it's often an immune support. So it's often in blends that we make for immune support. If I'm going to make a roller bottle for the kids or myself that I want to help, like in these last couple of years, strong immune support. Also, it's great, and you'll notice it's in a lot of blends when you have congestion or coughs. It's going to go in and kind of break things up. Just it kind of intuitively makes sense, right? If you're going to be able to degrease, your kitchen stove, it also can go in and kind of clear out the congestion too. So safe way to clear things, great way to focus. I could always use more lemon and more focus in my life, and that's our lemon. All right. That's also interesting. So let's go to peppermint. So peppermint is a great first oil to start with too. Peppermint is the oil of the buoyant heart. So it's a great oil to pull out when you were just feeling dark and you just need like an uplifter. Pull out your mints. Mints are invigorating, they're refreshing. Another great oil for respiratory system. Another great oil for soothing aches and pains and stiffness. Yeah, the mints are used in our deep blue blend, some of them. So another great oil for the body in that way. It can be used aromatically, topically, or internally. I love peppermint tea, right? A great way to use peppermint in the kitchen is just some local honey, a drop of peppermint, and some hot water, and it's a wonderful tea. In my iced tea, great in my water on a hot day. Great in your baking. I've made peppermint brownies before. They're delicious using this. Um, and it's another great immune support. It's good for immune support as well. And it's really good on cooling the body if somebody's hot. So maybe you're just hot or having hot flashes or somebody has a fever. Really great to just, it's okay to have that in your body, but it's not going to necessarily stop it, but it's going to help you feel better. Oftentimes we're managing symptoms, right? When we have a virus, just have to let the virus run its course, but the symptoms are no fun. And so having oils for symptoms has been life-saving for my own self and for my daughters. For all the things that are just uncomfortable. And peppermint is a really great one when somebody's hot. Okay. And the next one we're going to go to is On Guard. Everybody loves On Guard. So On Guard is a great, it is the oil of like say protection, right? So if you need some protection energetically and you want protection against threats to the body, On Guard is our kind of our OG favorite blend. It is a blend of wild orange, and was clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So all really great put together to help your body fight the good fight if it's getting attacked or if you're down, right? It's a little spicy on the skin, and when you ingest it, I love the taste. Like they definitely do not. They like our toothpaste, but this essential oil would be too hot to them, right? To ingest. And on their skin, I'm going to dilute it. It's a hot oil. So that means I'm going to use some carrier oil or lotion or whatever you have that you like to put on your skin, and you're going to use that with it, or you're going to put it in like a roller ball or dilute it with water or some kind of carrier oil before you put it on any sensitive skin. It's definitely another great oil to clean with. We have the whole On Guard line of products. So all of the On Guard products have the On Guard oil in them. And so that's going to be that fighting effect, like in our laundry detergent, in our toothpaste, in our wipes. Um, there's just a whole great line, so you can use that as your um, safe, non-toxic way to clean um, without having any chemicals, harsh chemicals that are actually very harmful to the body. All right. Next one I'm going to go to is Breathe. So Breathe is our respiratory oil. Breathe goes in and it helps your whole respiratory system clear, open. Yeah, and mints also help blood flow. They help circulation too. So Breathe would be a great oil for it to help circulation going on too, if that's something you need. Breathe can be used aromatically and topically. It is the oil of breath. Breathe has been my favorite oil lately for anxious feelings. It's just so wonderful, and it's it just has this complexity to it because it has, I'll tell you what it has in. It has laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, tea tree, lemon, cardamom, and ravensara. They just recently added cardamom. I believe it was in the last like couple years. Oh, because cardamom is so good for the respiratory system. And so I wish that you could smell that. And so just that's like one beautiful way. I just used my oils in a very powerful way, right? It's just amazing how you can just these drop. So we use it all the time for, snotty noses and coughing and the lingering colds that happen, right? And then also just to refresh and uplift is such a great oil to diffuse. I love to diffuse it during the day and take a deep breath. I love to clean with it. I have a really great success story of it. One of my best friends, her son is asthmatic, and so she cleans with it. She cleans his room with it, and they've had remarkable results of doing that to help support his system. So that's our breathe. All right. Um, Digestion is maybe one of the most powerful oils where you get the quick results. So digestion is for your digestive tract. It can be used aromatically, topically, or internally. It's also the oil of helping you stimulate life. Doesn't that make sense? Um, I am someone that, I think all of us, when we get hit with something emotional, I mean, I know this is the science, but yeah, it's hard to sometimes remember that it's all connected, right? And I'm someone that takes, since I was a kid, since I was little, do I take everything in my stomach? I see that in my experience of helping people with health, I see that some people take it they get headaches, they get backaches, they get tension, they get maybe down, depression, or fatigue. I'm someone that it affects my tummy first. So it's good for your body. And if you start with that, if you look at your kids or your people, your friends, and you see what they chronically have a condition, I had a dear friend that always was his lower back. The lower back was always going out. And so I suggest some deep blue to have on hand all the time, right? For me, digestion is always in my purse because if I'm stressed or anxious or upset, it's the first thing that happens to you, or my stomach might feel unsettled or something to get affected. So knowing your body, right? And my oldest is starting to have this happen to her too, I'm noticing. So we'll always have digestion with us. It is a powerful group of plants. It has peppermint, coriander, ginger, caraway, cardamom, fennel, and star anise. So if you're a cook, maybe your mouth is salivating right now. But if not, it's just a powerful, group of plants together. And that's all these blends are. These blends are nothing but pure essential oils. They just grouped a group of plants, and our science board, tested to see how they work together. And of course, it's smelling good is important. And it smells divine. And then they said, okay, these are all great plants that help with digestion. Let's put them together and let's give it a title so that you, as the consumer, the user, if you're not an herbalist, you don't know aromatics. I was new at this 10 years ago. It just blows my mind, honestly. Constantly blows my mind, which is, I think, half of the reason I just love this career so much. But I'm constantly learning about plants and how much they can support us, and they can be used all, in the home and for all of us. So they grouped up these plants and they said, okay, let's put like digestion. So that's an easy grab for you as a newbie to say, okay, I know this is good for digestion. I can remember that. And then as you get more into it, you can start to remember, oh yeah, okay, that's good to remember. Ginger, of course, we know that. That makes sense because I like to do fresh ginger tea as well if somebody has an upset tummy. Caraway, fennel, right? It all makes sense. So you can get to know the individual plants as you're using the blend as well. This is a great tea as well, by the way. And then this is just an easy thing to rub if they're littles and they have upset tummies, or when Nyla was a newborn, a very heavily diluted amount. So you could do, just one drop with a lot of coconut oil, like a quarter size amount of coconut oil with just one drop essential oil, and just the bottom of her feet when she was just a little babe, but she was having irritable stomach, right? So very diluted is a great way to start, one drop of oil at a time on somebody. And bottom of the feet is a great application method and way to start, especially if the oil is hot, like on guard or oregano, or cooling, or if they're just little babes where you just want to start with one place and you're not sure what to do. Bottom of the feet goes into the whole body. Yeah. And so it knows where to go. Just like when you eat a banana, your body, you don't have to think too hard about, I wonder if my body's going to know where to put that potassium. No, it simulates it and knows what to do. And that's what it does with any clean, pure whole food, right? An essential oil, a peppermint leaf, a banana, an eggplant, it knows how to simulate it, right? Okay, so that's digestion. That's going to get to. Okay. And then moving on, deep blue. So deep blue is the smell that I smell mostly if you're walking into any yoga studio or fitness studio. And it's often what I use when I teach my fitness, and I'll rub some on the student's neck or shoulders. I'll do some past tense or deep blue. Breathe. It's really just wonderful for anybody who's ever, which is all of us, aches, pains, growing pains, sore muscles, pre and post workout. So I highly suggest for your pre workout as well. I know marathon runners who have used deep blue. There's always no reason. Deep blue before their marathon, and then they used it after, and their recovery was so quick, and their soreness only was very minimal in previous comparison to previous years. So remember, you can use your deep blue before your workout too, or after, always. Just helps repair, rebuild the muscle, connective tissue repair, soreness. It helps go in and just soothe. It's tingling on the skin. So I'm often using it like our deep blue rub. I had it out on my neck and shoulders. I often use that deep blue rub just on my neck and shoulders at the end of the day. Feels so good. All right, that's that. And that can only be used aromatically or topically. Forgot to say that deep blue is the oil for pain, pain. Take a deep breath on that. We all have pain. We all have trauma. We all have something in there, probably from something in our life. And so deep blue would be a great thing to use to help process and release our deepest valleys, our deepest pains. Bit by bit, yeah? All right, so moving on, that's that one. We're almost done. I did breathe already. Okay, 3 more single oils before I move on to some more blends. So oregano. Oregano to me is I don't actually pull it out a lot. I might clean with it. It's one of the oil's highest property of antiviral properties. So it's going to go in and really fight hard. You pull it out. I pull it out if I'm wanting extra protection against virus. Uh, and also when somebody is down, then oregano is applied every few hours on that person, or in dust if it's like me. Very spicy to the skin. You always want to dilute it. So bottom of the feet, it's a great thing how to use oregano. But oregano is a big gun oil. I call them big gun oils. It's just a very hefty oil. You actually don't want to use it a ton. But definitely it's great to pull out and use. You can clean with it. It's a great oil to diffuse. And it's a great oil for boundaries as well. And then it's definitely the oil to pull out when somebody is ill or fighting anything, right? That's oregano. Tea tree. Tea tree. We used to, we used to have the title Melaleuca, which was one of the plant names, but we went back to calling it tea tree because it was more easier to recognize. And, I think people more familiar. Same thing, plant varietal, and then the name tea tree. Tea tree, I just think all things skin and scalp, right? And great for immune protection too. It can be used, it can be ingested as well. And it's a great oil for virus and bacteria. It's a great price point too. So that would be a great one to pull out for any of that. But this is maybe the number one that I pull out for skin, all things meeting on skin, from babies to adults, and anything that happens on the skin. And again, remember, if it's like maybe it's something you don't want to put the oil directly on an open wound, or maybe it's just a big rash or something, bottom of the feet or down the spine, around the area where it's not touching, is a wonderful thing to do. Again, your body will go in and put it where it needs to go, you know. Um, so what else? Diluted is great. Just think anything for the skin. Another great body oil, actually. Energetic boundaries. Um, and then I think scalp too. So really good. You could add it to your shampoo or your conditioner or your spray. Great out here. Get anything in the scalp, anything in the head. Great to fight that off. Great bug spray. You can look up gardening, and a lot of these things are great. There's specific bugs that they're specifically for. I don't remember right now, but I do remember using this for bugs. Peppermint too, for ants. And um, just another oil that you're going to lean on all the time because it's great for skin for everybody. So this would be the one I'd always have for that. Frankincense. So this is the last one in our top 10 oils. Frankincense it just does everything. And so what we like to say is when in doubt, use frank, right? Use frankincense when you're just not sure. So frankincense is the oil of truth, like a truth serum too. So that helps you connect and stay truthful, or speak your truth, or be truthful. And it also just does, it can help every body system. It can be used aromatically, topically, or internally. I've used it through pregnancy, newborn, and beyond. I've used it at very sensitive times. It's a great powerhouse for pretty much all the things. So when in doubt, this is like your Swiss Army knife oil. And I ordered a bunch more. I don't like running out. And sometimes even me, like years into using oils, I just, when you're in that mode and you're just not sure, I pull out frankincense. Even because when you're in it, right? And when your kid's in it, you're in it. And when something happens in the middle of the night, and you can't remember, and I forget to, then you can pull out your frankincense for anything. I'm gonna go. Okay, so that's our top 10, and that's in our Healthy Start kit, which contains the top 10 plus that pebble diffuser I love, and that's a great way to start. And as you can see, I think you can see how it just covers everything. A couple more blends I want to talk about that are in one of our other starter kits, the Home Essentials. And Home Essentials has the full size bottles, yeah. So the Healthy Start has the 5 ml if you're getting started. When you do order them and you're an existing customer, then you're going to always, if you order the oil, you're going to always get however it's sold. So frankincense is always a 15 ml, right? Healthy Start or Home Essentials has the regular size bottles of 15 mLs. There's just a couple oils that only come in a 5 ml, and that's just due to price point and sourcing as well. Like Deep Blue, always the pure Deep Blue always comes in a 5 ml. So some of the blends in this that I want to go through are Balance, Adaptive. There's a single plant copaiba. So in the excuse me, Home Essentials, there is lemon, peppermint, lavender, breathe, on guard, digest, and deep blue. And then there are 3 blends. So these 3 blends I want to talk about. These are 3 blends that I always have that I never want to be without as well. Balance we've had around since, this is one of like the first, originally years ago, there were really only 4 blends that we would lean in on, and Balance was one of them. So Balance is a grounding blend. It's very woodsy. It has a lot of people just love Balance. And it's a great oil for men. It's more of a like maybe like a woodsy masculine scent, or somebody who wants something that's not floral, not citrus. Balance is a great choice. So it has spruce and toe leaf and frankincense and blue tansy, blue chamomile, and osmanthus. And it's that blue chamomile is what makes it a little blue in color. It's just the chemical compound of it's just the chemical makeup of the plant, and how wonderful is that it has that natural blue color. It's hard to see right here, but so Balances can be used aromatically and topically. And I just remember, because mom always having Balance in to put on my babies and kids in need. When we needed grounding, I love to diffuse Balance in the daytime or the nighttime. It's a great oil if everybody's a little, needs like a little settling without making you like sleepy. And then I love it on men. I love it. It would be like a great beard oil or aftershave. I love our Balance deodorant. We have a deodorant that has Balance in it, and that's what I use because I like to balance out my florals too. So that's Balance, really great oil. Copaiba is, I would say it's right there with frankincense. So it works on so many levels of so many things. It would be what mainstream would consider CBD. It's that same plant varietal. So it would be used comparable to that, of course, without any THC, but it has all the same properties. So great for digestion and your nervous system calming, the same way that you might hear mainstream talking about using CBD, that this is the same plant varietal. And it's a great price point to have. I often put it under my tongue when I feel anxious. It can be used internally as well. Great for skin support as well. So it works like tea tree for all the things for your skin support. And just a really versatile oil, great for immune system as well. It's sold, a lot of these things, doTERRA did go ahead and make some products as well just to help the consumer for ease. You can DIY pretty much anything and everything. We've got tons of videos up on that on Instagram or YouTube, but also on Pinterest. You can I would look up doTERRA specific recipes because these oils are way more pure and potent than the rest. So you don't actually need to use a lot of them in your DIYs. And really fun. And so we still make lots of things, and we put out videos about that too. There's tons here, but just a note on that too. You can DIY stuff. You can make your own gel caps. I'm going to show you that in a sec. And this would be a great one to ingest for anything with digestion, anxious feelings, skin support, and then immune support too. And then they make copaiba soft gels. We also make On Guard soft gels too that have Melissa and rosemary and extra other oils in them as well that are great to take for on the go. So options, right? Okay, one more oil, I'm done. Adaptive. So this is the newest blend that came out late 2019, I believe it was. And so they already did a study because we have adaptive supplements as well. And then it comes in a roller. You can get it diluted if you want to. It comes in a roller ball, or you can get the pure oil. Adaptive oil can be used aromatically and topically. And it's really great for longer term emotional support for mental health. So that was the reasoning of using new plants and making adaptive. Kind of think they were right on the nose with that, considering the last couple of years here. So we love, I think they're great oil. I wish I had it when the kids were even babies, but this is wild orange, lavender, copaiba is in it, spearmint, magnolia, rosemary, and neroli and sweet gum resin. So all those together, when they did their study, it's a calming blend, and it's great for diffusing. I've had some great success stories for preteens and teenagers diffusing it to help their mental health, and the supplements, the adaptive supplements. Uh, I'll take daily to help my ongoing support for my mental health too. Tending to get anxious more often in life, I'll take them to help that long-term effect. The oil helps more immediate results, right? So using it as aromatically or topically is going to help in the moment too. Um, so that's it. Let's wrap it up. It's long enough, but I hope that was serving to you. It's a long video, but I wanted to dive into my favorite top 10, my favorite blends. And if you want to get started, then those are two choices of two starter kits that are my favorite. Both of them come with a diffuser. And then if you're an existing customer, then I hope that serves you to understand how to use those oils and those blends around your home. I didn't talk about cleaning your house and how you can use pretty much any of them. They all deter. They all help stop. They all are antimicrobial, so they're all going to help prevent more bacteria, more virus, more germs, more coming in. So they all actually can be used to clean with, right? There's just some plants that have higher property that we tend to lean into more, like on guard. All right, my love and my light to you, and essential sign is the website and where you find me. And my name is Daniella. And beautiful day, rest of your day. Aloha.